Welcome to the Shark Scale, and today's episode is going to be the last Shark Scale of Volume 3. I know, sad times, but it is the end of the season to be sharky. But I thought I would end on a high note, and we're going to look at 47 meters down Uncaged. Last time we looked at 47 meters down. This is not 48 meters down, this is just 47 meters down Uncaged. The first one was pretty cool, so let's just see how this second one is, and let's just finish up the Shark Scale.
Nah. Bitch.
So let's just get right into the story, which sees a couple of high schoolers being dickheads to another girl and pushing her into the pool. Taking place in Mexico, it's about these two sisters who are going to go on a boat ride to go see some sharks, but get pursued by their friends to instead go check out this underwater Mayan city. The city and the Mayan tomb are deep in some caves that go into some dark, and I mean dark, underwater parts. And the sister's dad is a cave explorer person or something and has left some gear there that he was going to use to go later. So naturally the girls borrow it, air quotes, and head into the caves to go see what everything looks like. It's just supposed to be a fun little adventure for four girls. Nothing bad is supposed to happen. Yeah, nothing bad is supposed to happen. Well, they're exploring the caves a bit, and let's just say our favorite friend in the sea decides to join them, and due to the dark caves, the sharks evolved blind, actually. So yeah, the group is now under attack by a bunch of blind sharks in these cramped caves, and on top of that, they're running out of air. The story is actually quite good in this movie. It is certainly more complex than the first movie, and there's a lot more characters. It has humble beginnings, but quickly becomes a dark, depressing movie that sees these characters really suffering. I actually thought the story was really good. Not only was it totally original for a shark movie, but they did something really interesting with it. The sharks are blind, and then there's the claustrophobia and the air issue. And yeah, this movie just does wonders for people with anxiety. It's actually a scary premise, and it's actually a scary movie. It's refreshing, I can give it that. The characters presented in the movie are actually realistic and aren't crazy caricatures or anything like that. It's really well handled. And I'm honestly surprised with how well done it is. And the way the movie progresses only gets better and better, and the ending of the movie I thought was powerful for the most part. And I like the story a lot more than the first movie, actually, even though they don't go 47 meters down in this movie. In fact, I couldn't even tell you why the movie uses the 47 meters down name besides it being the same director. Regardless of all that, the story and the characters and just everything relating to that, it's really solid in the movie, and it's definitely one of the best premises I've ever seen in a shark movie, like period. It's not even close. I was surprised with how much I liked it. It was really up there for me. So the next thing to talk about with the movie is the sharks. The sharks in this movie are incredibly well done, and in all honesty, these might be the greatest sharks I've ever seen in a movie, like in terms of how just well they look, how they animate, like it's really good. The only movie that rivals it is The Meg, but these are realistic looking sharks, something The Meg didn't really strive for. My point is that these sharks are basically flawless. They look amazing, they look real. I know they're obviously not real, but they look real. The CGI is incredible, it's just phenomenal, it's not even close. Everything looks just perfect. The sharks move realistically, they animate very fluidly, they're very lifelike, and the blind sharks, yeah, they look scary as hell. Those soulless eyes, like geez. The special effects in the movie are amazing. It's not even funny how good they are in this movie. Like, I could really be here all day just gushing about how good these sharks look in the movie. I have nothing to complain about. There is nothing to fault here. It's an amazing Hollywood, like, level AAA amount of effects here. It just looks incredible. I mean, the movie has basically, in fact, it is basically the best looking sharks you'll ever see in a movie. The only thing that is better is real life. And yeah, it's incredible we've come this way. I mean, it's taken a while, but yeah, we've come a long way. The next aspect of the sharks is the kills. Now, the original 47 meters down, I thought had incredibly weak kills, and there was only like 2 in the movie. Like, it was just not good there. This movie, the exact opposite. The kills are actually really well done. Not only are they all scary, but have a large amount of impact, and they just come out of nowhere, and they're all fleshed out, and they're just brutal. Like, these are some brutal-ass kills. They are shocking for the most part. Honestly, I don't want to give away any of them. I'm just going to say every kill is meaningful, scary, out of nowhere, and unique. There is no generic lame-ass kills here. It's all good, and it really adds to how scary the whole situation is. And the last to mention would be the consistency of the sharks, which the sharks are very consistent. They appear throughout the entire movie, and really it's just pedal to the metal here. I thought it was an excellent balance of screen time all around. Like, I really have no complaints. The next part of the movie to mention is the acting. The acting in the movie is a bit better than the first movies, as there's more than just screaming. The main characters have actual acting, and it's more than passable. It's good. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it is near the tippity top of the shark movie acting mountain. Like, actually, there's just really not much to complain about here. The other main girls are great as well, and yeah, they're good in their own right. The other side characters, they're alright. They're not as good as those main 4 girls, but they're still good. The dad, who I recognize from My Big Fat Greek Wedding of all things, was good, and he actually just, knows how to act. But the other side characters were just kind of there, and they're barely on screen, though, to be fair. There is a fair amount of screaming here, but nowhere near as much as the first movie. Again, I just don't really have anything to complain about here. I mean, I could go and try to look and nitpick for something, but I really just don't have much to say. It's just not crap. Everyone is beyond trying, and they convey a lot of emotion, like real emotion, and stuff is believable. They're able to sell the situation a lot better than I'm able to sell the acting. Honestly, if you don't believe me, all you gotta do is watch the movie. Speaking of watching the movie, I heavily recommend the movie to not only anyone who likes sharks, but anyone who likes horror in general. This is actually one of the best shark movies I've ever seen. It's definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time now as well. I would even argue that this might be like my new favorite shark movie, like, period. It's that good. It's up there with Deep Blue Sea 1 and The Shallows as one of the best shark movies ever made, with the best looking sharks in a movie just ever. Great acting, a good story, and just actually being scary. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Like, it actually is really good. It really can do basically no wrong for me, and again is a great horror movie on top of just being a phenomenal shark movie. Out of all the movies I've looked at in the last year or so, I easily recommend this one more than any of the other shark movies. It seems that the Shark Scale Volume 3 is really going out with a bang this year, as this movie just kicks ass. Shark movies really don't get much better than this, and if they do, it's by a tiny margin. I hope the director makes a third 47 meters down, but we will see. Like, cause I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I just have very little to fault the movie with, like, at all. Now, what does this movie, though, get on the Shark Scale? Well, obviously, it gets a 5 out of 5. That much is clear, but is that enough? Does this movie get the elusive, impossible 6 out of 5 on the Shark Scale? Well, you can be the judge of that. This movie is just all around fantastic, and I'll leave it at that. I had high expectations for the movie and was thoroughly pleased with how it turned out. Again, everyone should check the movie out. So that's it for the Shark Scale this year, guys and gals and everyone in between. I hope you enjoyed Volume 3 of the Shark Scale. I know I haven't looked at every shark movie, but one day I'm sure I will be there. And I can confidently say that this is one of the best ones ever. And again, I just recommend it. So I'll see you guys next year, I guess. Have a great Christmas. Have a great whatever you celebrate. I'll see you guys on the Shark Scale in 2021, if the human race is still alive by then. Anyway, have a good one.